And just, again, pull yourself up to that mic.
Yep.
Then make yourself comfortable.
May I proceed?
Yes.
Thank you. So, Ms. Fitzsimmons, the last discussion we were having was that you were arranging to meet Mr. Elaine at the North Andover Common, is that right?
Yes.
And did he call you about it when you were on your way to CPR training?
He called me, I think I was putting Caden in his car seat. I missed it. And when I got on the road, I called him back.
And what was the conversation about meeting up?
It was quick. It was, Kelsey, I'm on my way to North Andover right now. My mom just gave me gas money. I'll meet you at the Common at 2. And I said, okay, I love you, bye. And the phone call had already hung up.
Okay. And after that, you went to work?
I went to work.
With Caden?
With Caden.
And what was the schedule, what was on the schedule for today, for that day at work?
It was a 1-hour CPR training, so it was gonna go to about 2 p.m.
So it was 1 to 2?
Yes.
Did you get there on time?
I think I got there a couple minutes early.
What was the layout when you got there? Who was there? Where'd you go? What was the general kind of mood of you going there?
So, I knew it was going to be held in the community room. I was told prior that's where it was going to be held. So right when you walk through the officer's entrance of the police department, the community room is the first door on your right. So I just entered right through there.
And you had your baby?
I did.
And it's fair to say this isn't a visit to the police department where you're in full uniform or anything, right?
No, I was in a t-shirt.
And that's because you're going to be training, working on, those rubber dummies that you train for CPR with, right?
Yes.
Okay. Who met you when you got to the police department? Who was there?
Detective Gordon was conducting the training.
I'm sorry, did you say Gordon with a G?
Gordon, yeah, Gordon.
Thank you.
And you saw him?
Yes, he was conducting the CPR training.
Did you see any other friend and colleague officers around that time period?
I saw Lieutenant Domenico as well.
And did you have a chat with him?
We didn't really talk because I was in the middle of the training. It was just we waved to each other when he was walking out of the door.
What happened with Caden while you were doing the training?
I asked Detective Gordon if he wanted to hold him because I figured he hasn't held a baby in a long time. So it's kind of funny seeing guys that haven't held a baby in a long time and they're like, but
Did he hold the
he
baby?
did, yeah.
Okay. And is he someone that you trust to hold your baby?
Absolutely, yes.
Do you let just anybody hold your baby?
No, Detective Gordon was my drill instructor for my 6-month police academy. So I knew him more because of that. I saw him every day for 6 months.
You trusted him?
Yeah.
And how did the training go?
It went fine. Normal. Passed.
How long did it take?
It takes about an hour.
What time did you finish?
I think it was around 2 p.m.
Who else did you see while you were at the station?
Just Lieutenant Domenico. I was supposed to pick up my radio from an administration office upstairs. And I had texted the person that was giving me the radio and said, I'm just going to grab it tomorrow because I was more focused on go to the park. So I was like, I can just drive to the station tomorrow and grab my radio.
Were you, quote unquote, on the schedule?
Yes.
Start soon?
Yes.
And what was the schedule when you were going to start?
I was going on to the day shift, which is 8 to 4 p.m., and I was supposed to start on July 4th.
Okay. You left the police station at about what time?
Detective Gordon walked me to my car. I probably pulled out around 2:05.
Where'd you go?
I drove down Osgood Street to the Common.
Who's this guy, Hunter Hassan?
That was one of Justin and I's mutual friends that lives in the town of North Andover.
Did you go by his house?
Yes, so the only logical way to get to the Common from the police station is to take Osgood Street, which is what I did, and he lives on that street. So I had to drive by his house when I was on my way to the Common.
Did you see anything at his house that surprised you?
Yes.
What did you see?
When I drove by, I saw Justin's truck, and at first I thought nothing of it. I thought maybe he got into town before I got out of training and stopped in, like that would be normal. But then I started noticing other cars I recognized there as well. And
Whose cars were those?
I saw my maid of honor's car, Katrina Caruso. I also saw people standing outside near his pool. I know I saw his sister, Courtney, Justin's sister, and I know I saw Michelle Mitchell, which was another one of my bridesmaids. So I was like, what is going on right now?
This meeting was not something that you knew about?
No, I was supposed to be meeting Justin, and Justin was at our mutual friend's house with people, and I just was so thrown off. I was confused.
Did you actually see Justin as part of those people you saw around his pool?
I drove by quick. I saw a group of people. I recognized the trucks and the people I did definitively see, yes. I know Justin was there.
From the truck?
Yeah, from his truck.
Okay. So in terms of your confusion, are you wondering if he's there or if he got a ride to the Common or something like that? Or why did you just stop there and say, hey, what are you doing?
Well, because I was just driving by, and then I was like, well, that was weird. So I tried calling Justin, and then that's when it just communication stopped. No more, he was not answering my texts. He was not answering any more phone calls. I even went as far to text his friend Hunter and say, what is going on right now? And am I allowed to say what Hunter said back to me?
So did he respond to you?
He did, yes.
Did it affect your state of mind about what was going on?
No, it confused me even more because he said, oh, everyone's just meeting up for people who forgot things at the house from the bachelorette party that happened a couple of days prior. He said everyone was meeting there to pick up things that they forgot. And I was like, meeting in North Andover. And I was trying to make sense of it, and I was like...
Did that add to your confusion?
Yeah, because I was like, this person lives...
Sorry. Yarn, do you have a question?
Yeah, I just, so who said this and how? I didn't catch.
So I had texted when Justin had stopped answering me.
Yeah.
I texted his friend whose house he was at, and I knew he was there because I had to drive by from...
This is Hunter?
This is
Okay,
Hunter,
all right.
yes.
Now I get it.
Okay, yes.
Okay.
So I texted Hunter, and he told me everybody was meeting there to get things that they left at the bachelorette party. And it's like, that's in my mind, that made me even more confused and didn't make sense because everybody lives here, there, why meet in North Andover?
Let me stop you right there. So as a result of that kind of adding to your mindset, sounds like adding to your confusion, right?
Confusion, yes.
Did you stick to the plan to go meet him at the Common, or did you divert somewhere else?
No, I went to the Common.
Okay. And you got there what time?
It was probably like 2:10.
And did you wait there with Caden?
I did.
And approximately how long did you wait, if you can remember?
It was at least an hour. It could have been more.
Did you ever show up?
He never showed up.
What time did you make a decision to get out of there at some point?
Yeah, well, I was receiving other phone calls, which were adding to my confusion.
Not what was said, but from whom?
They were from Michelle.
Okay. And she was the woman who testified here yesterday, right?
Yes.
And she indicated that she was trying to meet up with you, and you were
To get coffee.
trying to focus on
I said,
meeting
I'm
with Justin.
trying to meet Justin.
Okay.
Like, I love you, I'll call you later. I'm trying to meet my fiance at the park.
To Michelle, you said that?
Yes.
Okay. Did you go home after that?
Yes.
What time did you go home?
It was at least an hour after 2 p.m., so sometime around maybe 3:30, because I know I was waiting a while at the park. Caden's bottle had run out of milk, or formula, I had to go home.
Now, as you sat here for the last couple of days, you've heard a lot of business about where you parked your car. Do you remember that?
Yes.
So you didn't park in your driveway, right?
No.
And you're adjacent to a school at 125 Phillips Brooks Road, right?
My neighbor to my right is a
And
school.
I should say for the record, your home is 125 Phillips Brooks Road.
That's my home.
Single family house in North Andover, right next to what school?
The Atkinson Elementary School.
And there's a big parking lot next to your fence line?
Yes.
All right. And when you came back from the common, you parked in there.
Yes.
Why did you park in there?
Because I didn't know what was going on. I knew something was going on. I first have my fiance just not showing up to meet me and not talking to me anymore. And then somebody that doesn't know I saw them trying to call me, and they're trying to meet up with me. I'm trying to meet up with Justin. And a bunch of other people were there that didn't make sense. And I thought they were going to come to my house or something. So I didn't want anyone to know I was home. So I just parked at the school.
Okay. Did this have anything to do with the North Andover Police Department?
Had nothing to do with the North Andover Police Department.
So you parked at the school, and as a young new mom, you probably had a lot of stuff you had to carry.
I had his diaper bag, I had him in his little carrier, and I think I had my phone in my hand and my house keys.
And you walked around and you went to your door?
Yeah, it was genuinely a 60-second walk
Okay.
to my car to my house.
Sure.
From my car to my house.
And you went into that porch door that we've seen on the video here.
Yeah,
and
my
there, right?
front door, it leads to a porch.
And then you got up on the porch and you make a left into another door into the house, right?
Yep.
Okay. What happened when you first got home? What did you do?
I made Kaden a bottle. I called my mom. I asked my mom if she would come over because it was like, what do I do? Like, what's going on?
So you wanted some support from mom?
Yeah, so like advice. My mom's my best friend. I knew she'd come over and maybe like have a different.
Figure this out.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll withdraw that, Judge. I'm just trying to move on. What was your?
Mr. Brado, I'm sorry. I assume the objection is for leading?
Repeatedly, yes.
Okay. All right, yeah, if you could just stay away from leading, thank you.
What was your state of mind about having mom come over?
I was sad. I was really confused, and I wanted her advice.
How far away does your mother live?
She lives in Methuen, so her house is about 7 to 8 minutes away, but I think she was on her way home from work at the time, and she has to drive right by my house,
Okay.
or my old house.
How was Caden at the common and then getting home? How was he behaving in terms of fussiness, or was he okay, or sleeping, or quiet, or what?
I ran out of his bottle while at the common. I thought I'd brought enough. I think if our plans played out, I would have had enough for taking a walk in the common. But because I was waiting for so long, I ran out of his bottle and he started crying. I drove right home.
And then at home you made another bottle and started to give him the bottle?
Yes, beat him.
Okay. What time did your mother get there? Approximately.
Like maybe 5 to 10 minutes after I got home.
And you sat, did you visit with your mom for a while and consult with her on the situation?
Yeah, we sat on my couch while I fed Kaden. She did some, like, my house was messy, so she was just trying to pick up around the house a little bit for me. We were just talking.
Okay. And did she leave at some point?
She did.
When was that?
Probably had her over for about an hour. So maybe like 5 o'clock she left.
Was her car in the driveway?
Hers was, yes.
And obviously she got in the car and left in her car.
Yeah, I told her that I was gonna be packing and probably going camping with my son, which is normal for me. My family owns land. We call it our happy place. I've been going there since I was a baby, so I was gonna go there to clear my mind since Justin wasn't going to meet up with me. I just figured I don't have work till the 4th, so that's what I'm gonna do. And
The idea of sitting around.
just,
Sustained.
I just didn't.
No, I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry.
yeah.
Objection sounds was sustained.
Oh.
So, next question.
Why did you want to go up to the land?
To clear my mind, I've brought Kate in there 2 times before, and like for a 4-month-old baby, he crushed it up there. He loved it. So I just thought, I texted Justin, I'm going to my land. He knows what that is. He proposed to me there. He knows I call it my happy place, and I told him I'll send you pictures when I get service, and I love you because there's not good service up there. And that was the last thing I ever said to Justin.
When your mom pulled out of the driveway, did you get a visit from the North Andover police?
I heard someone knocking on my front door when I walked up to the porch.
How long after your mom left did the police knock on your door?
I know now approximately 3 minutes.
And what were you able to do to figure it out pretty well?
My home has a lot of surveillance. My dad owns a security company, so my home had a lot of surveillance outside. So I was just curious, like, how long was it after my mom left that the police came? And I believe it was about 3 minutes approximately.
Can you use the video system to refresh yourself on time intervals and such?
Yeah, yes.
And while we're on that topic, are there timestamps on the clips from your house?
Yes.
And do you have any knowledge of the accuracy of those timestamps?
At some point, one of the daylight savings happened, so my cameras were 1 hour off.
And how off? Like which way off were they?
Like if it said it was 5 o'clock, it was actually 4 o'clock.
Okay, so it's an hour ahead.
Okay.
So,
Hour ahead.
All right. So in terms of any clips that come from your house, does the timestamp show hour ahead?
Yes.
Okay.
So, are you referring to what's in evidence?
Yes.
Okay, all of those video clips?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
So, just want to make sure, did we say that right, that the clips are an hour ahead, or is the actual clip an hour behind?
I have to think about this. I'm sorry.
It's okay, we can come back to it later. I do that all the time, that's okay. How long after your mother left did you hear a knock on the door?
Like 3 to 5 minutes.
Where were you when you heard the knock?
I was sitting on the couch feeding Kaden in
What
my
did-
living room.
What did you do when you heard the knock?
I put the bottle on the coffee table. I got up with Kaden in my arms, and I opened up the door.
You walked out on the porch and...
I walked out on the porch. So there's like 2 doors. My front door leads to a porched-in area. walked out onto the porch and opened up the front door for 3 police officers.
And who were they?
It was Lieutenant Daly, Officer Noonan, and Officer Houston.
And Lieutenant, let's just go through each of them real quick for a second.
Okay.
Lieutenant Daly you talked about in terms of training and hiring and all that, right?
Yes.
And what about Officer Noonan? What was your relationship at the time with Officer Noonan?
He had transferred after I had already started. We were on the same shift for a brief time. On one of our shifts, there was a really horrible call.
So we'll get to that, but just
Okay.
generally in terms of your relationship.
That's just like how our relationship kind of even started. That's why I brought it up. That's how
Okay.
we became like texting each other and kind of more than just like, you're just my coworker and I've never talked to you, to we've had conversations and talked about personal things.
Did you think well of him?
Yes,
And to your knowledge, did he think well of you?
I think so.
So now you mentioned a particular call.
Yes.
And just so we don't have to dwell all over it, it's a call that involves a murder, suicide, and the murder victim is a young baby, right?
Yes.
And when was that call?
It was in August of 2024.
Was that response just you and him?
I believe I was the first officer in with Officer Cuevas, and then Officer Noonan came. It was like a pretty much when something like that comes over the radio, everybody starts heading there. But the call was in my sector, so the sector I was assigned to that night. So I was the closest with Officer Cuevas. So we walked in together.
Okay. And just to encapsulate it, the call involved administering first aid and it was a difficult call.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the source of when you sort of broke the ice with Officer Noonan?
Yeah, we stood outside of the scene for a long time, all of us, everybody who was on that call, and we talked, and then the chief had asked us to, we were like out of commission for the night. Other officers came in and filled in for us, and we had like a meeting debrief in the chief's office. He had pizza delivered.
Okay. And just in general, fast forwarding all the way to June 30th of 25, did you ever have any problems or issues with Officer Noonan?
No,
Did he ever, to your knowledge, did he ever have any problems or issues with you?
no.
So there's Noonan. And then who's the third officer there?
Officer Houston,
And we saw him testify here as well today, yesterday, right?
yes.
And what was your relationship with Officer Noonan?
Noonan or Houston?
I'm sorry, Houston, thank you.
I was closer with Houston, probably out of the 3 of the people that were at my house that day. Houston and I were friends. He came to my engagement party. He was invited to my wedding. We have the same type of dog. I think they've met before. The dogs, I mean. Yeah.
He was a work friend.
He was a work
outside
friend.
of
Yeah.
So these 3 come to the door. What are the circumstances of how they come in the house? Did you let them in, or how did that happen?
I opened the door and Lieutenant Daly immediately put his foot on my front porch, and we didn't just come in, and I was like, okay, all right.
I didn't hear that one.
When I opened the door, Lieutenant Daly put his foot into my porch, and they just said, we need to come in, and I said, okay.
And then did you turn around and you and Kaden walked back in the house and they followed you?
Yes.
So what happened when the 4 of you, 5 of you, got into the living room area?
They asked me, Lieutenant Daly asked me to put Kaden down in his car seat. They've referred to it as like a rocker. It does rock, but it was his car seat. And I was in the middle of feeding him, so when I put him down, he was obviously crying, and I was like, whatever this is, I'm gonna hold my son. because they had a folder. I knew they were going to give me something. Wasn't
At that moment,
yeah.
did you have any idea what was going on?
No, I knew, like, obviously I knew something was going on. The police are in my house, my coworkers, but when they told me to put Caden down, I was like a little hesitant because I'm in the middle of feeding him, and then I listened, I put him down, and he started crying, and I was like, no, I'm gonna hold my son, whatever this is, like, I'm gonna feed my baby and read it. So I picked Caden back up, and I had him on my lap while I opened the envelope, and that's when Lieutenant Daly said, Justin filed a restraining order against you.
Okay, so you're trying to read it and he's talking to you and the baby's crying?
Nope, baby
you're
isn't
feeding
crying
him.
anymore. I picked him up and I'm feeding him.
What did Daly say to you about the situation?
I asked a lot of questions, like why? I was supposed to meet him at the park, like a couple hours ago. I'm confused. He said he didn't know anything, and I said, do you have the affidavit so I can read what I'm being accused of? And they didn't, and they said they didn't know the details. And he said that Caden was on it as well, and
Did that affect your state of mind?
yes.
How so?
I knew in that moment I was going to have to hand my 4-month-old to a police officer to be brought out of my house.
How did that make you feel?
I don't know if there's a word. Sad.
Were you able to have a minute or two to kind of comprehend it, or did something else immediately happen?
I comprehended it. I was asked to pack a bag for Caden for about 2 weeks.
Who asked you that?
Lieutenant Daly said the court the court date was in 14 days, so he said pack enough for 2 weeks. And
He said that to you?
yes.
Okay. So you didn't take it upon yourself to want to do that?
No, they told me that I needed to pack a bag for Caden because he was going to go be with Justin for at least the 2 weeks till the next court date.
Who was there when that was when that came up?
That was when the 3 of them we were all in my living room.
Did Houston or Noonan say anything at this point?
No. I knew if I put Caden back in his car seat, he was going to cry. He loves being held.
So the plan at that point was to go get some stuff?
Yes.
So you had to put Caden somewhere.
Yes.
And what did you do?
I handed Caden to Officer Noonan.
Why'd you give him to Officer Noonan?
I could say I trusted all of them. But I knew Officer Noonan I know Officer Houston has no kids, and I knew Daly seemed like preoccupied, and I knew Noonan had kids. So I guess that's probably what went through my mind, but it really wasn't that much of a thought. I just knew I had to have someone hold him because I didn't want him screaming in his car seat on the ground.
Was he someone that you trusted to do that?
Yes.
What happened when you handed your baby to Officer Noonan?
He took Caden from my arms.
And what about the bottle? What happened with the bottle?
He took the bottle as well.
And what did he do with respect to the bottle and Caden?
He was trying to feed him.
Did Officer Noonan exhibit any resistance or discomfort or anything with respect to holding the baby?
No, I think he said like, oh, I haven't done this in a while, like something like that.
Okay. What was your intention at that point to do?
I had to pack his bags.
And are you, as you're starting to go figure that out in terms of luggage, what do you need, where's he going, et cetera, are you having kind of an unfolding thought process, if you will?
Read it. Yep, sustain.
I'm just asking her what she's thinking, Your Honor.
Just ask.
What are you thinking?
So it took. I grabbed one of my duffel bags and I first went in the kitchen, and as I was putting the bottles in the bag, it was just kind of like all setting in exactly what was happening, and there was just so many unknowns. And as I was packing things, I was like, okay, Justin just broke up with me via restraining order. We have a wedding in 4 months. Caden is not going to be with me for 2 weeks. That's an eternity for a mom, any mom. And everyone was just brushing over the fact that it was 2 weeks. And I was like, 2 weeks without Caden? And I just kept, in my mind was just going fast, like, I can't work overtime because I have a son now. I can't afford my home by myself without overtime. It was just, I lost everything. Even my doggie was on the restraining order. Maverick, my dog Maverick, was on the restraining order. So my son.
Was he your dog or
was
Justin's dog?
He was my dog. So I saw my baby go, my fiance, my dog, my house, and I knew that was going to be my job too. Because whatever I was accused of wasn't good if at restraining order.
And you didn't have the affidavit?
No.
Where did you go after you went to the kitchen with the duffel bag and the bottles?
I went all around the house because his diapers were in one room on shelves. His bottles and formula were in the kitchen. His toys were in the living room. And his books and stuff were upstairs with his clothes.
Tell us what you did on the first floor before you got upstairs. What was the packing there?
On the first floor was bottles and formula, and he was just getting introduced to like purees, and I had just ordered purees from Target, so I packed all those too. Then I went into the, thank you, I went into, it was like our exercise room. It had shelving on the wall, and there was just like a ton of boxes of diapers. I just put those aside and was like, 2 weeks, a lot of diapers, so take the boxes. And then I went upstairs.
All right, before you got upstairs, part of the order was that you had to give up your firearms, right?
Yes.
Did you say anything to the officers about the location of your firearms?
Yes, I did.
What did you say?
I told them that they were in the basement.
Was that true?
No,
Why did you tell them that?
because I didn't want them to take them away.
Why not?
Because I wanted to be alone with my firearm and take my life.
When did you make that decision?
I made that decision as I realized I had just lost everything in a 15-second conversation with my coworker.
Where were your firearms?
They were upstairs in a green safe
In your bedroom?
in my bedroom.
Thank you. So you went upstairs, you mentioned?
Yes.
What was your state of mind at that point, whether or not Justin was coming over or not?
I didn't think Justin was coming over. I knew that Caden was going to Justin, but I would never think Justin was coming over.
Why not?
That's just not like normal practice to put a plaintiff and defendant in the same room intentionally. Usually you're doing the opposite as police officers, so I didn't think Justin was in the house.
And the opposite being what? What's the opposite of what they did here?
They let Justin in my house.
So, what's the normal procedure?
Normal procedure is to separate people. It's like the first thing you do on any call where there's any sort of argument. You separate.
Now, you've served restraining orders, you mentioned, right?
Yes.
Is there a provision in those orders for accessing property?
I don't know about specific provisions. I can tell you like what I've done before on a call where there was a restraining order involved. I don't know if it's a provision or not, though.
Okay, we'll move on from there.
Okay.
So you were going to go upstairs,
Yes.
and you had made that awful decision already?
Yes.
What was your state of mind about whether or not you wanted to involve any police officers in that?
I didn't want to involve anybody. I was trying to get everybody away from me.
Why didn't you want to involve any police officers in that? These police officers in particular?
'Cause I wanted to be alone so I could kill myself. I decided that I was going to take my own life. I didn't want to involve anybody else in that. I'll just...
Did you go upstairs back and forth a couple times, or did you just go up there once?
I think I went up I think I went up at least twice. The second time I went up, I was up there for a while.
Do you remember who accompanied you on each of these trips?
It was Officer Houston and Officer Noonan.
Was that the first time or the second time?
That was the second time.
And was there a visit upstairs before that? Houston and Noonan visit?
Yeah, I was trying to hand them things so they would go away.
Where did that happen?
That happened upstairs. So I was first in the room. You walk up, there's a landing. The room on the left is Caden's room. I went in there first and I put books in a car seat because Justin's truck didn't have the car seat. And I handed it, I don't even know who I handed it to one of them. And I said, "Can you bring this downstairs?" And
What happened after you said that?
somebody brought it downstairs and then they came back up.
So you struck out in terms of what you testified to earlier.
Yeah, I just kept trying to hand them things to make them go away.
Meaning, what do you mean make them go away? Be more specific if you can.
Like,
What was the plan?
I knew if I pulled out my firearm in front of a police officer, I would get shot. That was not my intention, and that's not what I did. I was trying to get them away from me, so that didn't happen. So they weren't put in that position, because I'm not dumb. I was a police officer. If someone takes out a gun in front of you, yes, that's a threat. Yes, that's somebody that you probably feel threatened from.
So, but if you want to kill yourself, why not just let it happen that way?
That's selfish. I would never do that. Even looking back now, like reflecting for 9 months, I think my decision to do it to myself was selfish to everybody who loves me, so I'll just leave it at that. I wanted to kill myself. Me and my gun, no one else involved.
How many different times did you try to have the officers transport some stuff downstairs?
Several.
And, at some point, did Officer Houston leave the second floor?
Yes.
And that left who up there?
Officer Noonan.
So upstairs it was Officer Noonan and yourself.
Yes.
At some point, did you go across that landing to the other room?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
I was on the floor packing more clothes in the duffel bag.
In which room?
My bedroom.
Okay,
When we walk up
Hold on.
the stairs to the right.
Okay, so you finish up in the other room and you go to your room.
Yes.
All right. Tell us the circumstances of where do you go, where does Noonan go when you go into your bedroom?
So nobody came into my bedroom with me. I was asked, I can't even say who exactly, like I don't know if Officer Houston had come back up at the time, but somebody asked me, who is that downstairs? And I said, I have no idea. And
Let me ask you a little bit about that. What was your state of mind about you being asked that? What were you thinking about?
I was like, I don't know.
Did you hear anybody come in?
No, but they did. I was, because they were on the landing, they would be able to. I was like more into my bedroom than them, so I was like, I have no idea who's here. Shouldn't you guys know?
Okay. What happened next?
Officer Houston walked down the stairs first. Officer Noonan followed him down several steps.
Did that give you a chance to do anything?
That was, I knew, my only chance to be alone with my firearm.
Show you Exhibit 51. What's shown in Exhibit 51?
That's my bedroom. That's the room on the top of the landing to the right.
Where's the photographer standing in this picture?
He's standing in the doorway.
When you went to go get that firearm, was there anyone in your view in that landing?
No.
Was this after you saw Noonan depart?
Yes, his back was turned towards me. He was following Officer Houston downstairs.
Did he stay that way, or did he disappear from that scene?
Well, he must have turned around at some point and walked back up the stairs because...
You know how when you're near somebody that's going up and down stairs, you can hear going up and down stairs. Did you hear any particular number of steps?
I'm certain I heard him and saw him walk down several steps.
Okay. And how did that affect your state of mind at that very instant?
I knew that was my moment.
To do what?
Kill myself.
What did you do?
So that shoebox was not on top of the green safe.
At the time you were doing this?
At the time, yeah, there was nothing on top of the safe.
All right. And you're referring, for the record, there's a orange-lined box in the picture?
Yeah, it looks like...
Is that what you're talking about?
It looks like a shoebox, yeah, yes.
Mr. Brady, can you just give me a moment to catch
Sure.
up?
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, did you say that that box was not on the, what did you say about that box?
That box was not there. The top of that chest, I'm calling it a safe, it's a chest that locks, that's where I kept my firearms. The top of it, nothing was on it. So whatever was placed there after, that was not there before.
Thank you. Ready to go, John? Yes.
What about the chair? Is that how the chair was?
The chair was turned the other way, because that was the chair I had rocketed in. That was not facing that way. The back of the chair was up against the wall, I guess.
So it's kind of like as you'd expect it to be in the room.
Yeah, I would need to pivot like this to be right. So it was probably moved. My room is small.
Okay. And to get at your guns in there, you kind of have to flip up the top of that chest.
Yes.
Where was your focus in terms of the firearm, the chest, whether Noonan's coming back? Where are you focused?
I was just like, hurry up before somebody comes back.
And what did you do?
I grabbed the gun out of the chest. I put it up to my chest here.
So what was going on with you putting it up to your chest? What was that all about? What do you mean when you say you put it up to it?
Like
you made a motion to your stomach area, right?
Yeah, like I just grabbed it quickly. I bent over, grabbed it, put it here, took 2 steps backwards, and I don't want to make the motion of what I did because it's horrible. But I put the gun up to my head.
Which hand did you use?
My right hand,
And where on your head did you put it? You can just describe it.
my temple.
Okay. Was Noonan in the door frame by now?
Not yet. He had just walked in, like when I pulled the trigger on myself, with the gun pointing towards my head.
What happened when you pulled the trigger?
He said, "Kelsey, no. Kelsey, no." I pulled the trigger. I'm sorry, but I said,
What happened next?
I got shot.
How long after you said that did you get shot?
I don't even think I got to the K in the word before I was shot.
What would that feel like?
What part?
Getting shot in the chest.
Hurt?
Did the force of that bullet knock you in any particular direction?
It knocked me backwards.
Do you recall what happened with your firearm?
I got moved. It was
Well,
on.
I'm sorry,
Okay.
bad question. I'll ask you a better question.
Okay.
Right at that point, as you're shot and you're flying back or falling back, or whatever you want to call it, can you remember what happened with your firearm?
It fell out of my hands. It was to my head, and it fell out of my hand. And I fell on the ground, and the firearm fell on the ground.
A couple of questions before we move on. At any point when you were doing that, when you had the firearm up to your head, was Noonan present during the time you raised the firearm to your head?
Like when I motioned up to my head with it,
Correct.
no, he was not in the room. Nobody was in the room.
When Noonan came into your view, where was the gun pointed?
The gun was pointed at my temple.
At any point, did you move the muzzle of that gun
No,
towards Noonan?
no, never.
Did you move it anywhere?
No, never.
Did you ever intend to harm Noonan?
Never.
What did you know about Noonan's kind of personal circumstances in your time getting to know him?
He was like, so he he was a cop for a long time, and I was considered like a rookie. And like after, I had like a few really bad calls in a row, and everybody kind of knew it. And the senior guys would like check in on me and give me advice, and he was one of those people. And he told me his own personal experience with like calls and how to handle them when they're bad.
So, what was his family situation?
I've met his wife. I knew he had a son just by like talking.
Did you want to involve him in your tragedy?
I didn't want to involve anybody. I wanted to take my own life. I never pointed the gun at a fellow police officer. It never happened.
When you went onto the ground, what did Noonan do after he shot you?
I thought he walked away, and Lieutenant Daly came over to me, and then I think Noonan walked back over to me, and like I couldn't say anything, really, but I couldn't breathe, and I think I was just like, why did you do that? I'm like, it hurts, and then I just wasn't able.
Say that?
I said, why? Like, why? And he was holding my hand. Officer Noonan was holding my hand. And I said, why? I was so confused. Why?
Where was Daly?
Daly was there.
What was he doing?
He was on the radio. I don't know what he said exactly on the radio. I'm assuming, like...
So, you get shot, and you got shot in the chest, right?
Yeah.
Lower chest. After being shot, how did that affect your ability, I sound like a lawyer, but how did that affect your ability to perceive things, and recollect things?
I went into, like, a huge adrenaline shock. It didn't feel like normal pain. It almost felt like absent pain, but it felt like my entire body was burning, and I was completely alert, completely awake the whole time. I was speaking as much as I could. My lung was punctured, so that's why I was having trouble breathing, but other than that, I was very alert and aware of my surroundings.
Where were you laying in the room?
I was laying between my bed and the wall where the air conditioner is.
Were your legs parallel to the foot of the bed or somewhere else?
I think so. Yeah, I think that they were.
Were you bleeding?
Yes.
Is that the way you wanted this to happen?
No.
What do you remember next?
The fire department got there fast. It felt really fast. They put me in like a bag,
Like a sack?
and like they were all tall guys, and I knew that my ceiling, you would bump your head if you're over like 5'10". So when they were carrying me down, I said, watch your heads. And they brought me outside, and I think when I was still in my house, one of the firefighters was trying to put oxygen on my face, and I was taking it off and just saying, I want to die, I want to die, I want to die.
Did you make any apologies at any point?
I think I said, I'm sorry, I tried to kill myself, I want to die. Like, I just didn't understand what just, like, I don't know what just happened. I tried to shoot myself, and then I got shot in the chest. Like nothing really made, like I was just in total disbelief and shock.
Did you, at any point before you got taken out of there, did you hear Noonan saying anything about what happened?
No.
Did you see Houston yet?
Houston, yes. He came in and I think he put like medical like gauze on the wound. Somebody did. He had the medical bag. I remember that.
Were you able to sort of perceive the first aid techniques they were administering to you?
No, I wasn't paying attention to it. I was like trying to focus on breathing because it felt like I was choking. Like it felt like I was drowning.
So they bring you downstairs, and at what point in the trip downstairs and out of the house were you trying to take off the mask?
I think the whole time. And when I was in the ambulance, I said to everybody, I'm a f***ing idiot. I just tried to kill myself with an unloaded gun. I'm a f***ing idiot.
And then
I said that to everybody. I said that to the hospital staff. I said that to all the firefighters. I probably said that when I was laying on the ground. Those were the words I just kept repeating.
What were they doing to you in the ambulance before the ambulance departed in terms of working on you?
They were working on getting a med flight. I had to get a blood transfusion. I finally agreed to keep the oxygen mask on my face, and they were doing my vitals and just trying to keep me stable before I was going to be transported to the hospital.
And what hospital did you go to?
I was flown by med flight to Massachusetts General Hospital in Boston.
So by helicopter?
Yes.
And then when you were in the helicopter, was there anybody that you knew in the helicopter?
No, when I was in the ambulance, I was holding on to firefighter Smirtelni's hand.
And can you spell that for the court? It's a funny spelling. Why don't you spell that, if you can?
His first name's Kevin.
And let me take a crack at that. Is it Smiertelny?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Okay. And did he go in the helicopter?
No, he was holding my hand the whole time I was in the ambulance and comforting me, and I asked if he could go in the helicopter. I didn't want to let go of his hand. I asked, can you come in the helicopter with me? And he said, I can't, no one can.
Okay. So you get in the helicopter, you're getting transported to Mass General, is it?
Yes.
Now, was there another problem with the oxygen in the helicopter?
It either like ran out or it shut off, and when you're in a med flight, you're laying down and there's a person flying the helicopter next to you, and I just like tapped him and like gestured. It felt like I was drowning again. Felt like I was choking I couldn't get a breath. So I just like told him, like I couldn't talk, but I gestured like to the oxygen that was above me. It wasn't working. I think they had switched the tank or something or turned it back on. Something happened, but my oxygen got shut off in the helicopter, and they had to fix it.
Was that indicative of maybe some kind of a change of heart about whether you wanted to die?
Yeah, I think so. It's hard to say in those exact moments because it took a lot of healing from the moment I decided to make a suicide attempt to now to be healed mentally. So I don't know what my exact thoughts were in that moment, but I know when I got to the hospital, I said, I'm a fucking idiot. I tried to kill myself with an unloaded gun. How could I be so stupid?
What was the length of time that you were at Mass General?
like the length from when I was admitted to discharge, it was 53 days.
And how many operations have you had?
I've had 5.
And what were the kind of the main issues that the
Objection to the relevance at this point.
Relevance?
just the circumstances, Your Honor, of what happened to her?
Sustained.
May I have a moment, please, Your Honor?
Yes. Take your time.
Nothing further.
All right, so Cross, I need to, let's take a 10-minute break, please.